Imagine a time before time. The Earth is young, volcanoes erupt, spewing lava and gases. The air is thick with carbon dioxide. Oceans swirl, vast and turbulent. These are not the oceans we know. They are a chemical soup. Yet within this chaotic brew, life is about to begin. Deep beneath the surface, something extraordinary is happening.
The primordial oceans were rich in dissolved minerals. These minerals came from volcanic vents on the sea floor. These vents released chemicals into the water. These chemicals were the building blocks of life. The early Earth was a volatile place, but it was also a place of immense potential. The stage was set for life to emerge.
Deep in the ocean, hydrothermal vents spew forth hot, mineral-rich water. These vents are like underwater volcanoes. They are found in areas of volcanic activity. Here, life began, not in the warm sunlight, but in the crushing pressure and searing heat of the deep ocean. These vents release chemicals from the Earth's interior. These chemicals provide energy. This energy is what early life forms used to survive.
The first life forms were simple, single-celled organisms. They were bacteria and archaea. These organisms were extremophiles. This means they could survive in extreme environments. The hydrothermal vents provided everything they needed. They had energy, a source of heat, and a stable environment. This is where life began its incredible journey.
Life needs energy. Early life forms couldn't rely on sunlight. They evolved a different method. They used chemosynthesis. Chemosynthesis is the process of converting chemicals into energy. Bacteria near hydrothermal vents were masters of this process. They used chemicals like hydrogen sulfide. They transformed these chemicals into food.
These early organisms were incredibly simple. They were single cells, but they had the ability to divide. This process is called cell division. It is how life replicated itself. One cell would become two, two would become four, and so on. This is how life began to spread throughout the oceans. It is a process that continues to this day.
Time passed, millions of years. Life remained simple. Then something extraordinary happened, the Cambrian explosion. This period saw an unprecedented burst of evolution. New life forms appeared at an astonishing rate. The oceans teemed with diversity.
Invertebrates, animals without backbones, dominated the seas. They came in all shapes and sizes. There were sponges, there were jellyfish, there were worms, and there were arthropods. These creatures were the ancestors of all the animals we see today. The Cambrian explosion was a pivotal moment in the history of life.
Section 5. Sponges and jellyfish, architects of the reef.
Sponges were among the earliest multicellular animals. They are simple creatures. Sponges are filter feeders. They draw water through their bodies and filter out food particles.
Jellyfish are more complex. They have a bell-shaped body with tentacles hanging down from the bell. These tentacles are armed with stinging cells, which they use to capture prey.
Sponges and jellyfish were essential to the early oceans. They provided food for other animals and helped to create habitats. They were the architects of the first reefs.
These reefs were teeming with life. They were the precursors to the coral reefs we see today. The oceans were becoming a vibrant tapestry of life. Section 6. Arthropods, pioneers of the seafloor.
Arthropods were the pioneers of the seafloor. They were the first animals with hard exoskeletons. This gave them protection from predators and allowed them to move in new ways.
Arthropods include insects, crustaceans, and spiders. Early arthropods were diverse and abundant.
Trilobites were one of the most successful groups of early arthropods. They had a hard exoskeleton, which was divided into 3 parts. This allowed for flexibility.
Trilobites thrived for millions of years. They are now extinct, but their fossils tell us a lot about life in the Cambrian seas.
Arthropods paved the way for the evolution of more complex animals.
Section 7. A new world unveiled, the Mesozoic era. The Mesozoic era began 252 million years ago.
It is known as the Age of Reptiles. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth. The Mesozoic is divided into 3 periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. Each period had its own unique characteristics.
The Mesozoic was a time of dramatic change. Continents shifted, climates changed, and life had to adapt to these new conditions.
The Mesozoic was a time of intense volcanic activity. This activity released large amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, leading to a warmer climate. The warmer climate allowed dinosaurs to thrive. They spread across the globe and diversified into a wide range of species.
The Mesozoic was a pivotal chapter in the history of life. Section 8. The Triassic Period, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. The Triassic period was a time of recovery. Life was recovering from the Permian extinction, which wiped out 95% of all species.
The first dinosaurs appeared during the Triassic. They were small and agile, sharing their world with other reptiles, including crocodiles and pterosaurs. Mammals also first appeared during this time. They were small and nocturnal.
The Triassic was a time of ecological experimentation. New species were evolving, filling the niches left vacant by the extinction. Dinosaurs were just beginning their rise to dominance. They were well adapted to the warm, dry climate, with strong legs and sharp teeth, ready to take advantage of any opportunity.
The stage was set for the reign of the dinosaurs.
Section 9. The Jurassic Period, Giants Among Us. The Jurassic period was the golden age of dinosaurs. Giant sauropods roamed the earth. These were the largest land animals to have ever lived.
Brachiosaurus and Diplodocus were among the giants. They had long necks and tails, grazing on the lush vegetation. The climate was warm and humid, with forests covering much of the land.
The oceans were also teeming with life. Plesiosaurs and ichthyosaurs ruled the seas, while pterosaurs soared through the skies. The Jurassic was a time of abundance. Life had reached new heights, and dinosaurs were at their peak.
The Jurassic was a time of giants.
Section 10. The Cretaceous Period, a world of diversity. The Cretaceous period was the last period of the Mesozoic era. It was a time of incredible dinosaur diversity.
There were massive predators like Tyrannosaurus rex, swift hunters like Velociraptor, and armored herbivores like Ankylosaurus. Flowering plants evolved during this time, providing a new source of food.
The Cretaceous ended with a cataclysmic event. A massive asteroid struck the Earth, causing widespread devastation. It wiped out the dinosaurs and paved the way for the rise of mammals.
The Cretaceous was a time of great change. It marked the end of an era. Life on Earth had been forever altered.